Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of Kyuranger episode 22. So we're back after having taken a week off. I don't remember what the reason was for. It's probably like golf or some nonsense. But anyway, this was basically the kind of classic, I forgot about the triple ones, classic, episode immediately following an Extra Rangers debut of like seeing how they mesh with the team or whatever. And basically it revolved around Houoh Commander Sergi. I've had to say that name since Kabuto, so it's like it sounds weird me saying it as opposed to them saying it. But anyway, around him, like, telling them a little bit about himself, about how he did all these legendary things, and how he fought against the head of Dark Matter, and wondering why the world hasn't remembered him, and then of course thinking, oh okay, it's time for you Kyurangers to step aside now that I'm back. Specifically revolving around Raptor and, oh my god, I'm forgetting Yellow's name right now, Kajiki's name. I'll remember it eventually amongst this episode. I don't know why I'm forgetting it. Like, it's gonna bother me. But anyway, you know, unnecessary hat, food, you get the idea. But revolving around them, like, not worthy, I guess you could say worthy, but like being qualified to be Kyurangers because she's an assistant and he's, you know, a chef, and the whole assistant thing came about because she was assigned to be his assistant. But yeah, so it was kind of like that. It was pretty stereotypical stuff, but I still really do like Houoh Commander. Did I say Houoh Commander at the beginning? Houoh Soldier. I think I might have said Commander at the beginning. I don't know. I'm all over the place in this one. I still do like Houoh Soldier. Like I said in his debut review, it's one of those characters that kind of like when, speaking of Commander, when actual Commander started out, where I could see it being on the fence of him being annoying or not annoying. And right now I still like him. I like his sort of legendary bit. I like that he's got a bit of a quirk to him, which can be amusing, but it's also kind of cool and isn't full-blown, like, weird, wacky character. Because, like, there was things that made me laugh in this episode. Like, at the very beginning, they're sort of talking about, oh, how are we going to find this guy? And then he's just, like, outside the window of the ship. I thought that was funny. And I think there's some interesting stuff surrounding him because, you know, he was frozen for a while. He says he supposedly defeated the leader of Dark Matter, but now he's alive. That creates a bit of mystery in and of itself. Like, did he really defeat him? I mean, I don't doubt that he thinks he defeated him. What I mean is, like, did this dude really find a way to escape being defeated? Or did he narrowly escape the battle? Or did somebody else take his place and no one's noticed, like, or something like that? Like, he's wearing a hood, so I don't know. But I think there creates some mystery there. I also think he creates a bit of mystery mythology-wise, because it appears that he definitely came first. You know how it is? No, but like, so I'm curious, because there isn't a whole lot given about that. It's kind of vague, but I'm like, okay, was he maybe involved in the Kyuranger systems, like in making the Voyagers or the cubes, or was he just like the first selected by whatever made this? Unless there's some clue I've missed. But so I'm, like I also said in last time's review, I'm hoping it pays off, because like with Zyuohger, I was really intrigued by the mythology points they introduced and didn't like the payoff. But in Kyuranger, I'm intrigued by the mythology that they've introduced, but it's yet to disappoint me. So I'm really hoping there's some cool stuff there, because I'm curious how that all worked, because from my perspective, at least right now, it seems like he was first. Like, I don't know whether when he was alive, the Kyurangers were just about to be, or whether there was some others in existence. So I'm curious to find out more about that. It was all kind of vague. I did think the idea that he used to actually be doing these things that he said, that sentence did not make sense, that he was doing the things that he says he was doing, and that the history was trying to cover it up with the dark matter. I thought that was kind of interesting, because it's funny, because like when he was talking about his accomplishments at the beginning, it reminded me of like when Barney Stinson goes over these crazy things that he did that he didn't do, which is funny because I made a comment on Twitter about how he's like Barney Stinson if he was a ranger, because he's always talking about legendary. But the point is, I still like Houoh Soldier all around. I like him personality-wise, I like him in battle, and I like the stuff he's introducing for the plot, that hopefully will at least get paid off in a somewhat decent manner. The villain for this week was kind of interesting. It was kind of a weirdly ugly design, strange, with like a super long neck, but I thought it was interesting that its main bit was like, it would write into this history book like, all attacks on me actually hit Houoh Soldier, so they figured out a way around that. But like the other main sort of thing of this episode was that his mecha debuted, and I really like his mecha a lot. I think it's really cool. They really take advantage of the space theme and like, you know, the way his suit kind of looks like an astronaut because it like launches up, and I love how it like docks with a satellite to complete the transformation. And I just really like the design of it. I do like the designs of the mecha in Kyuranger in general, but I really like the design of this one. It kind of reminds me of like some of the designs from the 90s, which is something I don't often say is like, oh, this reminds me of an older era of toku design and I like it. But in this case it does. Like, it just reminds me of something that would have come out in the 90s, and I don't know, I just really dig it. It's just one of those, when I saw it, I was really into it. So I liked its debut. I thought there was some clever stuff around like the way it transformed and its finisher and all that stuff. So yeah, and then the only other thing to mention at the end was that there was sort of foreshadowing of these new generals, or I forgot what the exact name of them were, that they're about to come up. So kind of that classic, we're going to call in a specified named task force group to fight the Rangers. But it's keeping things moving a little bit. And overall, I liked this episode. It was a very solid 6th Ranger follow-up episode of getting him a little bit more integrated and learning a bit about him, and possibly set up some interesting or not so interesting things in the future. So I would probably give it an 8. But anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Dawson Ryder signing out. I said the next time thing twice again, just...